What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I did want to do a video here on the introduction of me jumping into Forza Horizon 5 because again, this is legit my first time playing this game or any game in the entire series. I do know you could probably argue that some of the other Forzas might have been better, each game did something better than the other. We could probably all agree that basically every series has kind of followed that trend in some way. But besides all of that, though, it is then going to show you some of the open world areas, showing you a bunch of vehicles going off-road, the Horizon playing in the background. Then you're going to see the Ford Bronco, the C8 loading up into there, and the AMG 1 and stuff like that, which is going to be the vehicles you're going to have to run. When I first saw this, I was like, yo, look at this. That's pretty dope. Am I actually going to jump out of a plane, bro? And legit, you legitimately jump out of a plane, which is pretty crazy. At first, I was like, oh, wait, how do I jump out? And then the thing's going to pop up on the screen and go, yo, buddy, hit this button over here, bro. And then you'll be able to jump out. So I did that, and I was kind of floating down to the ground, looking at the environment. And the volcano looks absolutely amazing in the snow. I love seeing how, like, the parts of it's going to be burning and all that. Like, it really does look incredible. I'm gonna be honest, guys. My initial thoughts of jumping into Forza, I gotta say it looks so dang great. Now, I'm sure people are going to fight me on it. Wait until you start playing the game, bro. Funny part is, I actually am going to be decently far into the game now. I think I'm going to be maybe 3.5, 4 hours or something. At least when I did have to go back and I wanted to record this video again and kind of go through a few things. And that way it wasn't going to be completely destroyed by the audio of the game and all that stuff. But either way, though, looking at the background of the game, guys, you're going to see the gameplay of the Ford Bronco. You see the plane in the background. You're then going to see a car like fly out of the side area over there. And the funny part is legit the first thing I noticed about playing Forza, guys. I'm sure a lot of people are probably not going to be surprised. The overall handling in this game definitely is going to take a bit of me getting used to. I mean, heck, you probably noticed me spinning out with the Bronco or completely kind of messing up that jump because I didn't, jump off it correctly. But I really do like the way the cars have feeling in them. They're also going to have like a weight feeling to them, which I am going to touch on this in another video here soon, probably dropping tomorrow. But when I was going to the introduction, I was like, all right, well, this is going to be my first time playing this, man. What should I expect? What am I going to go through? And I would say the physics and all that are probably going to throw people for a loop. If you have never played Forza before, this is going to be a new game to you. You are probably going to be fairly similar to I am. Now, the thing is, it is going to be very welcoming, guys. I pretty much felt right at home with it. I love the way how it's going to be more of like a simcade kind of on that side instead of something like an arcade. I'm sure a lot of people have been playing arcade racing games and all that, so you're probably going to notice a difference there. I wouldn't say this is going to be like Gran Turismo, but for me, though, I would say it's going to be along the lines of that. You know what I mean? Some people might be like, bro, this is not a sim racer, which you're right, it isn't. But I can kind of see the sim side of it after playing Gran Turismo with how the cars feel, the braking, the way they corner and stuff like that. I could definitely see where it is coming from. You're now going to see me parachuting in on a C8, guys. I was kind of laughing at this. I was like, I get to drive a C8. Not only is it going to be that, it's also going to be a wide body one. You're then going to see like the smoke in the background or like the dust storm, which looks absolutely amazing. And that was probably one of the other things I noticed when I was jumping into Forza, kind of getting in the scoop with it, kind of getting used to the driving. I really was looking at the scenery going, man, this is a really cool looking map. Is it going to have like the crazy color pops and all that that Motorfest is going to have? Well, no, but I still also love the way the map looks on this game. I like the vibe of it. I like what they were kind of aiming for and stuff like that. Now, keep in mind, I'm also going to be on a base PS5 though, so I'm probably not going to have the graphic fidelity of like a PS5 Pro or something, which I have seen some gameplay of that. The PS5 Pro looks amazing on here. But I'm honestly, you can go like back further. You can kind of like play it, pause it back, and then start there if you crash into a wall or you wreck your car. That was kind of funny to me seeing something along the lines of that in Forza. I do understand it's not going to be the first game to do it because, again, back in Dirt 2, this came out in 2008. That game also had it back then. So, yeah, it works pretty dang well. Kind of cool seeing smaller features like that. We're then going to have the straightaway sequence going with the other vehicles heading into the festival, which we're then going to have some other cutscenes, which I would say is kind of obvious, jumping into the introduction of a game there. Now, a lot of this stuff, guys, I'm not going to go through and like talk about all that stuff because we all do know that basically everybody has to go through the cutscenes and all that stuff, so that's kind of obvious. For the vehicle, I did end up choosing in the beginning of the game, though I was kind of torn. I did kind of want the GR Supra, and I was looking, I was like, nah, bro, should I get the C8? let's go with the C8. So I did end up picking the C8 because I felt like that would be a dope vehicle to start with. And the funny part is I did kind of have a feeling that whichever vehicle you do end up choosing, I mean, heck, bro, we have the premium edition here. We're going to get the vehicles from the entire pass there. So yeah, it's probably going to be a lot of options. Funny part is, guys, when you have to customize your license plate, y'all probably already know exactly what I did end up doing. I'll show the clip of that in the background. You know what I had to do with my plate, man. It's gotta say Insight, right? It has to. That would make the most sense with that. Besides that, though, you're then going to pretty much go through another event here where you have to drive the Ford Escort. I'm not going to talk through that entire event because it's like 4 or so minutes. Honestly, a pretty long one. There was going to be some dirt bikes and stuff in there, which was kind of dope. You see the plane in the background. I did find it kind of funny how you're able to drive the entire Ford like that. That was pretty dope. And I was like, okay, well, I get to drive a Ford Escort. I'm like, all right, well, I get to win this car. The first thing I notice is we probably all do know it's a Hoonigan car, bro. I was like, all right, well, we got Hoonigan vehicles in there. It's already introducing me to those. And you do not see a lot of Hoonigan cars in games, especially like this one. Funny part is, I probably would go on GTA, or not, I know my friend would go on GTA for that matter, and try to make the cars in that game most likely because you don't really have them in other games. But yo, we got Forza Horizon 5 now, so yeah, jump on there. You got some Hoonigans, something like the Ford Escort, pretty dang amazing. Once you're done with that, you'll then have another couple of cutscenes. One thing I noticed, guys, that really made me laugh, I'm also going to make a video on this in the future. That's the fact that each vehicle is going to have a car mastery. This is so dope. This is something I legitimately wanted in other racing games. It fits it so well. I saw this and I was like, bro, that's so cool. You can get like different like extra XP things, or maybe get some more XP or something like that, money or different things in races. That's pretty cool, man. Little things like that really make the game interesting, make you want to get different vehicles because you can probably get different rewards driving that car, having different points to put on them. I really did like that aspect. We're then going to have the final part here in the game, guys, where you're going to see me driving toward the huge dust storm. Basically, where the Horizon Festival is, driving the Corvette. I was kind of racing there, trying to get there as quickly as possible because you know what? I want to get into the game. I'm so dang hyped up. And I gotta say it again, Forza really has surprised me so far doing the introduction. It really is going to be such a fun racing game. And I'm looking at this going, yo, this is legit what Xbox has been playing this whole time. And me as a PlayStation player, some people are going to call me a PS head. And you know what? I can't really argue because I kind of am. The thing is, though, when you're looking at something like Forza, man, you're probably going to go, okay, well, I'm a PlayStation player, right? I never get to play it. Starting this game up on the PS5 legit felt so unreal last night, and I really cannot believe being able to play this now, guys. Everyone can jump on the 29th. But my goodness, though, jumping on and playing this really feels insane. Starting up Forza Horizon on a PlayStation, bro, truly is incredible. Legit, from the overall 10 to 15 minute introduction I had in the game, that right there alone easily sold me on it. I love it. I can't wait to play it more. Definitely stay tuned for more content in the coming days and the coming weeks. Do let me know your thoughts on the introduction in the comments below. I would say a lot of players are probably going to look forward to playing this, and you know what? I can't blame you. If you've never played a Forza game before, take it from someone who hasn't. You are going to be in for such a treat.